Season 4 of Real Talk with me, Emma G.
And Dinah.
Where we will be coming at you every week with real, honest, authentic conversations with executives and healers,
creatives and entrepreneurs
about real conversations, authenticity, and what mental health sounds like.
Yes, raising the vibration one conversation at a time.
Every Monday, tune in here live.
Thank you.
I embrace the cuteness.
Yes, of course.
That is what it's all about.
Yes.
Welcome back, friends. Happy Monday. As you can see, I'm actually missing a host. My co-host, Dinah Simpson, is sick today.
Oh,
but
we're thinking of you.
Yes, we are. But I feel like, in some ways, it's kind of coincidental because you are also a host in many aspects. Guys, I don't think you realize today's guest, she is a doctor of humanitarianism, which is, I think, the dopest of the dope. She, I'm going to say, is the voice of DC because you are somebody who always shows up. You're always energetic. You're always on point, and you're always representing the city. But you're just an all-round, phenomenal human being, which is, as we were talking before, the kind of person that I personally like to surround myself with. So for those who don't know you, Dr. Rita Lewis,
yes.
Can you please tell our wonderful humans of the DMV and abroad, because we've got New Zealanders and Australians and English people all watching this, but who are you in a nutshell, 30 seconds of amazing.
That. But first of all, Emma, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here with another amazing creative and artist. We've worked together on many projects, but nothing fits like this project, inviting me here today in your studio, in your personal space. I'm very grateful.
And I can't wait to get into that.
Listen, but who am I? Dr. Rita D. Lewis. I am becoming her. I am a storyteller. I am an advocate. I am an actress. I am a mother, most importantly. And I am just Rita.
Just Rita.
Just Rita.
I am the great I am, right?
I'll take it.
I love that. So, when I first met you, obviously it was through media channels here in DC and various events.
Yes.
And slowly I kind of feel like I've been peeling the onion layers back.
Yes.
Acting is something that I think few people understand DC is so well renowned for. We have the highest number of theaters per capita than any city in the country.
Right.
How did you get into acting? You're on film and television.
Yes.
Talk us through that, especially. Sorry, I'm laying on all the questions here.
No, it's okay.
Especially, and this is me maybe selfishly kind of inflicting my own experience on this. Your upbringing was so unique and powerful. And so to watch somebody, to know personally somebody who has come from literally very little to now being on television. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, sure. Well, as we mentioned, a little bit of my story. I was in foster care, and I needed an escape. I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel heard. I remember watching the Cosby Show in a different world as a child.
Love it.
And listen, I didn't have a dad. I was really attracted to the Cosby kids. I was just like, oh my God, I want to be them. And then I realized they were all just acting. They were in this other universe. They were in this space. And it was some way that it was an outlet for me. I joined the choir in Eastern Senior High School in DC, Miss Joyce Garrett, Dr. Garrett. She showed me another part of myself, creativity, singing, having a voice, being seen, being heard in a creative space. I never really, I was taught to be seen, not heard, that kind of thing, old school.
Don't we all?
My last foster mom, she's born in the 20s, so she was very, just sit there, be seen, that whole kind of thing. And for me, I just wanted more. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. I wanted to tell my story. I always felt that no one understood me. No one I just wasn't in a safe space. So acting became a safe space, entertaining.
Mm.
I've always been into storytelling.
Yeah.
So even in my mother's church, she was a pastor on Trinidad Avenue Northeast.
Okay.
We had a rooming house. We
Yeah.
always had homeless people in our home.
Of course.
So I would always take care of them. And I just wanted to be a voice for them. I would always advocate for them. My mom would always send me in the food stamp office, in the Social Security office, so they get their benefits. So I always was a voice for other people, whether it was people in a rooming house, homeless people, people in the church. I would get up there and ask for tithes and offerings for the church my mother pastored on Trinidad Avenue. Then just moving it to working for the Washington Wizards, where I became a marketing manager, just being a voice piece for Monumental Sports.
Yeah.
Telling stories through creativity on the arena and the media, then moving to BET Jazz, then on Jazz. Then just every job I've had, there's been an opportunity for me to tell. Whether it's the corporation story, whether it's the constituent story, whoever story, that I've always been that mouthpiece. And so acting is just another layer of that. It's just I get to pretend to be someone else. I'm not necessarily telling my story. I'm tapping into another personality, another universe, another character, where I could just be someone different and just not have to be myself, which is, I embrace that, being someone else sometimes. I hope I answered your question.
No, that now I've got so many other questions.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, the first question that came to mind as you were talking.
Yeah.
I recently, because I work with people, young and older young people, using songwriting and singing as
which I love.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is, again, your voice matters, right?
Yes.
Now, I finished a residency a few months ago at an addiction clinic, and believe it or not, my ex-partner from New Zealand studies addiction in New Zealand, and he had mentioned to me that the way to fix addiction, the way to really, look at the symptoms but also the causation is community.
It's nothing like it.
And so, but you have, you're a living embodiment of that. However, I am curious because, authentic leadership is something that I see in you every time I see you in person, every time, you appear on my socials. And so it almost feels like there's like a disconnect between the acting Rita, and the real authentic you.
Yes.
How do you balance that?
That is interesting. You mentioned the word community. I have to find my community. So I have pivoted in my career so many times, but it's always gone back to being a voice, being a storyteller. So the difference there is I'll get a script. I'll break down the script. I'll see my dynamic to the other characters. I'll try to tap into myself, pieces that are necessary. It can be triggering. So sometimes I ignore myself and tap into someone else that I know, because tapping into myself can be very triggering. Sometimes I don't want to go there. Now, the other Rita, the advocate Rita, and all of those things, I am still tapping into some type of persona. I am who I need to be when I need to show up. If I'm in front of council, and if I'm representing something, I am who I need to be to show up.
Right.
I am the professional Rita. I know the laws. I know the rules. I know the questions to ask. I know how to put myself in a position to ask those questions and solicit a right answer. Now, the other advocacy, when I'm at my job, totally different. I am PIO, Public Affairs Specialist, which means I'm the face of the agency at times. That's a different face. That is, I am here as a public servant. It is not about Rita. I strip away all personality, all things Rita. It's very, how can I advocate for you when you're not in the room? How can I advocate for you and let you know these are the things we can offer in lieu of the things that we can't? Just because we may not have funding doesn't mean we can't help you in other capacities. So there are all these different boxes and different hats. I'm sure you're very familiar with wearing. You're an author, you're a musician, you're a wife, you're all these things, but you're everything to everyone at the same time while being what you need to be for yourself. So it can be challenging, but at the end of the day, it's always bigger than me. Whatever it is, as I'm becoming her, whoever she is, it's not about me. It's always about that person. I said, I'm going to help. How can I help? How do I circle back to make sure you're good? How do I pour into you? Those things. And also I hear people about, hey, making room for you at the table. A lot of times there's not room. Sometimes you have to redesign what this table looks like. Everyone can't fit.
Okay, Sherry Chisham.
Okay. talking. Sometimes you have to redesign that table and figure out how can I contribute?
Yeah.
How can I show up in places and for people that would not otherwise get that support?
Yeah.
Support and advocacy is so important, especially on this creative scene. And I saw something Malik Dope, the drummer, posted over the weekend.
Like we don't know who Malik Dope is.
Oh, listen, I love you, Malik, but I can't say he's wrong about the support in DC. You're having to go back and come back to get support. And I know my office, where I work at the agency office of cable television, film, music, entertainment, tries all that they can to make sure we're inclusive. But sometimes we do run out of resources. Sometimes there aren't enough to go around. Sometimes people don't have all their things in a row to get what we have to offer them. You know, Clean Hands Act or having proper trademark or licensing and all those things. But at the end of the day, I try to make sure that I am being inclusive because I want to be able to build, open a door for people to follow me.
Yeah.
When I leave or when I'm done with that or when I pass away, I want to make sure that door is still open for other people behind me.
Right.
So shout out to Malik. Stay encouraged. You know, we all are in the same boat. It can be cliquish.
Can be.
It can be. But you have to find your community. I've created a couple of different communities where everybody comes to the casting call. Everybody come and meet all the producers and directors and writers.
Yeah.
You know, you don't deliberately mean to exclude people, but sometimes it does happen.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes it's about a self-exclusion.
Yes.
But, you know, like, listen. So.
Speak on it.
Right. I'm about to. Let's go. Let's go. Because, listen, I come from New Zealand. And I spent half my life in New Zealand and half my life in Fiji with my father and my family there. And I'm very aware that in New Zealand, we have this thing called tall poppy syndrome.
Okay.
When I moved here to DC, it was explained to me by the chocolate community that the DC terminology for that was crabs in a bucket.
What? A barrel.
Okay.
Crabs in a barrel.
I was told bucket, but
same thing, same difference.
Crabs in a barrel.
Right.
But I had a very different experience here because, as you know, I started as a street performer.
Yes.
And so I built my community around my, you know, the people that walk past me in the street.
Very grassroots.
The other street performers like Malik, which is how I met with Malik way back in 2016.
Yeah.
You know, and I really resonated with this idea, okay, together we can achieve more.
Yes.
And so I found that DC has such a beautiful community when it comes to support. But you're right, sometimes people don't see themselves in each other. Therefore, they kind of take a step back, which brings me to my question. Because, so I've been diving recently. As you know, my mother passed away in January.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a wild 8 months.
Okay.
But in the past few months, I've been hearing this ongoing, I've been sort of diving deep into personal development so that I can serve my clients more. Yeah. And an idea came to me, which I think I'd love to hear your thoughts on.
Yeah, sure.
We have this obsession in the world of seeking happiness.
Yes.
But happiness is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Once you get to your desired destination, once you've got the Emmy Awards, once you've got the part in that movie, once you've done all the plethora of amazing, incredible achievements that Dr. Rita D has done, you know, that rainbow, that pot of gold is moved.
Yes.
So, in essence, to contradict that, it's almost like we need to actually be seeking purpose, be seeking service, be seeking empowering others, leaving that door open for people. Has that helped you? Has that ideology helped you as you've navigated, you know, foster care and losing your mom at such a young age and, you know, all the trials and tribulations that we as humans, but especially as women, I think, have to, you know, with all the hats that we have to balance?
That is a very great question. So with purpose, a lot of people look for an attaboy or an applause at the end, and they feel like that gives them the affirmation that they need.
Right.
Purpose is so much more than that. It really is. There is no end of the rainbow. There is no success. Looks different to everyone. Success for me is not being wealthy. Success is getting out of foster care and getting to the next day, and me saying I was able to help someone get to their goal. You know, again, purpose, getting that PhD humanitarian award, getting the award, getting the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from Joe Biden. That was about making, God is good, making noise when nobody was watching. My purpose was just helping Dr. Kenneth Gray and his students, and God knows, knocked on my door, hey, you reached the criteria for the Lifetime Achievement for Joe Biden Award.
Amazing.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I haven't even lived a lifetime, right?
Right.
But going...
You're 21 years old still.
Listen, hey, Spencer, we're talking. She knows youth, okay, the fountain of youth. But most importantly, with purpose and the applaud and all of that, you're just not looking for that. There was something else that you said about having purpose. And it was on the tip of my tongue.
In service of others.
Yeah, and in service of others.
Leaving the door open.
And leaving the door open and all of that. You know, I can't remember what I was going to say about the purpose, but it was very important about just making sure that at the end of the day you're serving.
Yeah.
Right. You know, having a purpose for me, like James Tyler, I believe that's his name. He was on Abbott Elementary, Everybody Hates Chris. He was like, everybody's always quick to get to the Emmy and get to the EGOTs and get to the Grammys and the Oscars and the Tony Awards. But he said the best time of your life is getting there. It's that space and when you're learning and when you can make the mistakes. And when no one is really watching, you can get away with making all these mistakes, especially as an artist, as an actress. Once that spotlight is on you and you've gotten all of these accolades, you know, it can be really, really, really tricky. So it's just, you know, learning that your purpose is just making those mistakes, picking yourself back up, knowing that you're not going to get an applause. You may get a nose turn up or some kind of something that may make you want to quit or may make you want to give up. Because I know recently I was having imposter syndrome. You know, I did this film with Easy Street, The Check-In. I acted, I did the performance coaching, all the things. But after it released, I sat at home and I just got in my head. And it's amazing. It's just like, you know, I can't believe I got in my head when I should be thanking God. I should be saying, you know, thank God for this opportunity. But on the flip side, it was totally different. So it's just, I guess it just depends on what space you're in, how you look at it and how you look at success. It's
interesting because, you know, knowing a little bit about your childhood and your story from the come up, right?
Yeah.
You're right. You know, we're so focused on...
What is that coming in your house?
That is water.
We heard it earlier. Are you okay?
That's fine.
Just a little water doesn't hurt anybody. Okay.
I think it's probably my husband doing the windows.
Oh, that is hilarious.
That's hilarious. Okay. I'm not going to complain.
We're just lying to everybody. Water don't hurt nobody.
So... talking about like the difference between the difference between, you know, searching for that next fulfillment, that next prize, that next achievement, that next award, then balancing that with, you know, I spent a good year on the streets. So I know what it's like to be unhoused. I was addicted to a number of substances when I was homeless. I spent, you know, I've had 10 brain surgeries. You know, look, we've all done these things. We've all experienced and endured these things that I think put us in a position of like, well, okay, I got an Emmy Award. Yes, I got a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, right? But at the same time, you have built a phenomenal character. You have built this legacy of just like what it means to be a woman, hear me roar. You know what I mean? And, you know, and I think that's so empowering and impactful for other young women who are in foster care or who have endured whatever they've endured. Can you, like, if you had 5 minutes with your 6-year-old self.
Oh, girl, you're gonna make me cry.
I'm sorry. This is about mental health. Sounds like this. Okay. But you know, like, what would you tell her?
My 6-year-old self would not have believed I was here. My 6-year-old self did not feel seen. I did not feel loved. My biological mother had just passed away. I was in different foster homes. I thought I was white. I didn't know I had any African American in me.
What?
It was so much trauma growing up in a rooming house in foster homes.
Yeah.
I had long hair, and back then it wasn't cool to be light skinned. And it's interesting about the color complex. My foster mom used to put makeup on me when I went to school, so I would not be in all these fights. My 6-year-old self would not believe I would be here to this day, and I feel like all I remember is wanting to go to college and my foster mom saying, "Oh, that's for white people," or "You're not supposed to be in college. You're supposed to marry rich. That's not what you do." And for me, I saw my foster siblings struggling, roaches in the home, just not a pot to piss in or window to throw it out, as they say. Numerous children, no husband. I still have a husband, but at the time, I was like, I want to be in charge of my life. I did not want to be what I thought I was going to be at 6 years old.
Yeah. What do you want to be when you're 6?
When I was 6, I just knew I wasn't going to be successful. I just knew I wanted to be a Cosby kid, and when that dream failed, and I wanted to be on Oprah when that dream failed, I just knew that I didn't want to be dependent on anyone, because growing up, I could not depend on anyone. I had no one to rely on. I was in different foster homes. I just had me. So my 6-year-old self would say, you only have you. Continue to push forward. Take each day as it comes and each opportunity as it comes, because you just never know. And I am the queen of pivot. Even since I was a child, I had to be who I needed to be for my foster parents, whatever they wanted me to be. It's that movie, My Best Friend's Wedding, when Julie Roberts had to love the eggs of whoever she was marrying. It was that. Whatever foster home I was in, whatever relationship I was in, I tried to mesh and be like what the person wanted me, and it got exhausting. So myself today, I protect my peace. I do all that I can. And I would not believe I would be here today as my 6-year-old self. And that is such a deep question to ask me. I'm just so grateful. I am very grateful to God that I didn't listen to my foster mom. I didn't stay in her house. She offered me cable and I go to college. Cable TV, girl. And I almost took it. So I'm very grateful. Thank you. And I had to pay my way through college, so I had to have 4 jobs to pay for University of Maryland. Got up at 4 a.m., be at a job at 5, worked the lunch shift, the dinner shift, the late night shift, facilities maintenance on weekends and summers, learning how to fix toilets and washers and paint. And it made me who I am now. Miss Home Improvement.
Right.
So
right. It's funny. I tell my husband all the time, because it's very similar. Like I think that's one of the reasons.
I see.
Right? But I studied to be a mechanic.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Right.
You fix cars.
I used to be able to, but before I got electric. Oh.
Yeah. Now it's a different ball.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But but you have these different hats and you have these different careers because you want to become so self-reliant, because you're born, to quote my own album, born in crisis.
Yes.
And so all you have to do, all you have left is to kind of figure out, okay, well, who do I rely on? Me.
Yeah. And then you have a kid. You throw a kid in the mix. I have a son, 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And it was survival mode. I changed. Instead of being this hardcore, because I was a jerk to be in a relationship with. I mean, I was not the nicest person. When I had my son, I put things in perspective. I had a young man. And I regret a lot of things I've done in past relationships. Looking at my young son, I wish a girl would do half the things that I've done to, in the past, just because I was young. I didn't know what a true healthy relationship looked like, And now that I have a son, that is my first to go to.
Of course. I
would not want my son to get an inkling that I am not a good person. I am not a good mom. I'm not a good anything. I want him, anybody goes up to him, I know your mom was this, that, and the other. Never, oh God, that's your mom. Eek. I never want him to get the ick from that's what the kids say now so that is my biggest motivation. When I get a script, is my son going to be proud if he sees me in this? Everything is, what is my son going to think?
Yeah.
So things changed.
You say, I wish a girl would. I think you've made it very, you paved the way so that girl doesn't have to.
Yes, she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to.
And that's again, such a huge testament to so many young women and, older young women.
Yeah. I like how you say older young. I love that.
My oldest teenager that I coach is 67. So
I love
I'm
that.
just saying,
Okay.
we're all feeding our inner child, you know.
Still.
We only have a couple minutes left, so I want to do a quick rapid fire. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say these things?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm scared. Let's go.
Feminism.
Ooh. Oh my God. I don't know.
First thing that comes to
Long
mind.
way to go. Long way to go. Long way to go.
Equity.
Ooh. We are going backwards.
Love.
It's not enough of it. I feel like so negative in all of these.
We're gonna make more. We need more. Let's do it. Superhero.
Oh, you and me.
Yes, ma'am. Fashion.
Oh, I love it. Somebody call me so I can be a sponsor. I don't know.
I love it. Hey, if you want to find out more about Dr. Rita D. Lewis, please stalk the show notes to this podcast episode because this woman is just life in heels. So until next week, my friends, be good, be kind, spread love like it's going out of fashion. And remember, you are all superheroes. Let's make the world a better place.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. So fun.
Yes, we love fun.
That was awesome. We got the people.
'Cause I am searching, don't need to look outside myself to know that I am whole. And I've been learning, made it through the darkest storms, and I'm coming to my own. And I am worthy of love. I can learn to love myself just because.